Here we go.
Let's move on here. Gail Campbell is our Walk in the Light speaker today, and Denny's going to introduce her. Gail, we appreciate your coming. Walk in the Light is a nonprofit that we support in Burkina Faso. So, Denny, would you like to introduce Gail?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. As the president-elect, it is my pleasure to introduce our speakers. So let me introduce Gail Campbell. She is the Vice President of Walk in the Light International. She has been involved and connected with Walk in the Light in various ways for over 6 years now. She lives in Bremerton and has been in the Kitsap area for over 23 years with her family. She had the pleasure of living in various places around the world and the United States as the daughter of a retired military Air Force veteran. Her background is working with nonprofit business and operations for the past 15 years. She has a passion to see people equipped, encouraged, and empowered. And I underlined those words. Those are great, great mantras. So it's my pleasure to welcome our celebrity guest today, Gail Campbell.
And Gail, I'm going to share the screen. Do you have something you need to share?
I have some pictures if we want,
Okay.
if I'm able to.
Yeah, you can just hit share screen and use those.
Okay.
And I want to let you know that at about 12:50, I need to turn the time over to another speaker.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me get this shared. Let's see if I can get it. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us. My name is Gail. I'm the Vice President at Walk in the Light, and Katy and I are just really appreciative of just the partnership that we've had over the years with the Rotary Club. And today we just wanted to take a few minutes and update you kind of on what's going on in the country, along with what's been going on with our organization in this upcoming school year that just started back the first part of October. Burkina is a landlocked part of West Africa, and surrounded by Mali, Niger, the Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, and Benin. And one of the things that the country's been experiencing a lot of in the last few years has been a lot of unrest in the northern part of the country. And so right now there's an estimated of about 1.5 million people that are displaced from where they've typically would be farming, working, and are just in different places all over the country trying to figure out what to do for food. Most of them are farmers, which means they can't do their trade at this point. And so it's added an interesting dynamic to an impoverished country to begin with. And they're displaced because there's a lot of violence and terrorist conflict up in the northern corner between Mali, Niger, and Burkina. And we're seeing in the recent weeks just an increased tension between the Africans and the Europeans with just their presence in the country and just how tense things are. One of the things that we have, I know I've talked about in the past, is that we have interactions with some of the refugees that are approaching the northern part of the country, and they're still doing really well in being able to take care of themselves and interacting with the people around them. And the other thing that we're seeing with just the unrest and COVID is an increase in just the cost of supplies, the lack of food. And so things over there are just starting to creep up in price, which is adding an interesting dynamic just to the people group in general right now. One of the things that we've noticed as an organization is that because of the support of partners like the Rotary Club and just donors who have been with us for a long time, is we've been able to meet all of the challenges and all the needs that have arose for working with the Burkinabes as we've gone through COVID, gone through the displacement going on in country, going through just Like the rainy season this year was shorter than it needed to be, which means food's going to be short when they come into the winter season here coming up. But we've been able to meet all of those challenges and just continue to move forward. And so one of the things that we're really celebrating at this point is the fact that at this point, all the unrest is still nowhere near any of the villages that we work with. And so we're able to still just provide what the students are needing and what the villages are. And so I wanted to say on behalf of all of our team, thank you for all your support. This is a picture of some of the kids in Sandre with some of the school supplies that they were able to have that came part of the support you guys have been able to do along with other people. And so one of the things this year, just to celebrate, because we've been working in Burkina for over 12 years now, and part of what we do is we work with local villages to provide education, healthcare, community development, and discipleship. And we provide free education, which most schools don't. Most parents have to pay for it. So one kid of all of their family will come. Ours is free because of people here in the United States supporting, coming alongside and us equipping the Burkinabes to take care of what's going on in country. So as we entered the new school year, we have we have 3 villages we work in. We're up to 8th grade in one village, 9th grade in another, and 12th grade in the following. And our oldest village, in the youngest village, we have over 231 students, and between all the villages now in the 12 grades, we're pushing over 1,500 to 1,700 students. And then we've also this year have over 15 students that graduated from 10th grade that were able to go to technical school, who are wanting to be nurses, they're wanting to be electricians, they're breeders, they're going to school to work on having a trade. And then the rest who are still going through what would be our equivalent to community college. We also are we now are up to 2 health centers. Both of them are operational, seeing lots of people every day come in to get treatment. And we have one of the only dental clinics open and operational in the country that's not in one of the major cities. And so there are people who are coming, that are getting dental care and just able to receive the care that they need, which is helping them in turn be able to work and do what they need to because they're not in pain. One of the other things that we continue to work with that we're seeing a huge response to is working with the women and helping them with trade and with our microfinance loans in the sewing school. And they're all working on doing like period pads and doing hygiene and just interacting. And then we're finding more and more between education and just equipping that they are just able to have a trade, help provide for their family, and we're seeing people's lives improved. And as the students are in school, their grades are some of the best in the country, which is opening doors for them to turn around and transform Burkina as they get older. And just their transformation in education is providing a way for the families that they're a part of to change and have more things at their disposal. And so we just, again, one of the things updates is through all the generosity that's been happening as we opened our schools in October for this upcoming year, is that the kids were all able to get all of their school supplies, all the new classrooms were open, and our teachers are equipped with everything that they needed to be able to do their curriculum for the kids to come and learn. And yeah, so we just, again, thank you, appreciate your support. We have helping equip and encourage and transform Burkina as we walk alongside the Burkinabes to help them be able to own the transformation that they're doing. So.
Well, thank you, Gail. I think we have a few minutes for questions, and I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is it safe? Are you allowing volunteers? I hear, I hear Burkina is not very safe.
The State Department would say that it's not, but we still take over select teams. We talk through it. Where our villages are that we work are not in any of what I would call a hot zone, meaning there's not any activity that we're aware of that would make it dangerous. It's actually rather is safe in those spots, and what our policy is when we're in the capital city allows us to travel around in a way that keeps our team safe. But it's an ever-changing situation, and in the last few weeks it has really changed to be more intense all over the country. So right now we still are, but we're very, very selective at this point on who we send over, and making sure that everyone's equipped and ready to know what that looks like to go over to a spot that is definitely
Sounds
got
dicey to
hotspots.
me.
Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, for sure. But we've learned. We really walk through it and know where to go, who to talk to, and what to do and not do. So keep a low profile, and so we still do send very small teams over at this point. But you just constantly watch it and see what happens with the political scheme at this point, and see what the landscape looks like, and just adjust as you need to. So
This is
Any other-
Gail. I'd love to meet you sometime and talk about what your efforts over there. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to commend you. Places like Burkina Faso and South Sudan are really struggling right now. And a lot of it is, revolution and warlords and that sort of thing. But in addition to that is climate change. And I don't know, what to say other than that, but I just encourage you to keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Yeah, it's this year's rainy season. Their comment to us is it just stopped abruptly, which doesn't help any of the crops. So that in of itself is going to add an interesting dynamic this year, just by lack of food. So yeah.
Are there any other questions for Gail? I'm going to ask Llewellyn, turn the time over to Llewellyn. She's the chairman of our international committee.
Hi, pleased to meet you, and I hope I'll
It's
meet
good
you
to
in
meet you.
person one of these days. I wanted to let you know how much we appreciate the work you're doing and want to be on, supporting you ongoing. So we are going to be sending you a check for $1,000
Thank
from
you.
this year's monies that we have. We were a little bit constrained because of COVID in terms of fundraising, but we did raise some money, and we are going to send you a check. So I wanted to just let you know that and let the club know that we are continuing to support your organization. We love the things that you're doing and think they're very valuable.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.